All right, hey guys, welcome back for another video all about OCD treatment and the practice of mindfulness and all my little tips and tricks that got me from 12 hours or so a day of obsessing and feeling anxious and depressed to having zero time obsessing. My name is Brian, also known as OCD Mindful. And today's topic, I just want to answer a question that came in via email that I thought would be a pretty good topic for a video. And the question was, what do you find to be people's biggest barriers to progress in treatment? And without a doubt, the biggest barrier to progress is trying to sort of cheat the treatment, not believing that the treatment will actually work. Not going toe-to-toe with your OCD, continuing to ritualize. Essentially, it's just not doing the treatment. We find that treatment has an 80 to 85% success rate, and if you ask almost any OCD expert, they will tell you the only reason that there is maybe a 20 to 15% failure rate, if you even want to call it that, is because the patient just wasn't carrying out treatment the right way. And so this video goes out to all the people who think that they might be in that boat. It takes a leap of faith and a decision on your part to go for it, to just go for it. And if you are finding little ways to ritualize, if you are unwilling to accept uncertainty, if you think the end result is that you get your certainty, I am sorry to tell you, it just doesn't work that way. Okay, I'm not lying to you. There's no BS here. I found that OCD has this amazing way too of going in and manipulating our brains, not only with our OCD, but also with the advice that we get. It's so strong for so many people that even if they hear it from an expert or they read it in a book or they've heard the same thing over and over again, they just don't quite believe it. And it's because their OCD is in there. It's digging at them and saying, no, we're not going to do that. And so this is another way of you just letting your OCD win. And while it is very hard to accept treatment and to stick with it, it is not impossible. I guarantee you it's not impossible. And the thing that I wish I had told myself that I can tell all of you now is when you get to the other side of it and you look back, I know that I was 12 hours a day. I know that I was being tormented. But when I look back, I think to myself like, wow, I know I went through all that stuff that was heavy and it was hard, but it wasn't that hard. I can't believe, like, why didn't I just do it right away? Why didn't I listen to the first article that I read about how OCD treatment works and just do it? And so if it helps you at all, I'm here to tell you, trust what the OCD treatment is. Trust exposure and response prevention. Trust accepting uncertainty. Trust that the end result is not getting certainty. I can tell you how many people have reached out to me because they think that, they've seen some YouTube comments of people that have gotten much better working with me, and they think that they'll set up one session and that's going to fix all their problems. They believe it. I mean, they truly believe it. And then I never hear from them again because I don't care who you are. You could be the Buddha himself, or, the greatest OCD expert in the world. Getting better is up to you. I can give you information that really helped me and that I believe will help everybody. It is up to you whether you take it or not. And there's a number of people that this has been going on for 3, 4, 5 years. Every few months hit me up and tell me that they've made no progress. And I can tell in their wording of their emails, they haven't tried treatment for 1 second because they are too afraid. And I feel for you. I mean, seriously, my heart breaks for you. It's like I want to be able to just reach through the phone and be like, just do it. Do it. You already don't have certainty. Even if you're doing rituals and you feel like you're getting certainty, it doesn't last. It gets worse. So you already don't have it. So you don't have anything really to lose by leaning into uncertainty and saying, okay, I'm done trying to answer this question. So that is the biggest barrier to progress And I mean, there's a number of other ones, but essentially it's really just not sticking with the treatment. And if people slip up on the treatment, they get discouraged and they think that they've gone back to zero. I wouldn't look at it like that. There will be days where your OCD feels very heavy, and even if you're practiced in acceptance of uncertainty, and even if you're practiced with not doing your rituals anymore, some days it might just be too heavy and you might slip up. Okay, get back on the horse. Don't beat yourself up over it. You get back on the horse. And so that would be my advice. And I would also remind you that it is a slow, incremental process. Okay, for those people that are expecting instant gratification, this is another thing I see in so many OCD people. It isn't just an intolerance of uncertainty and anxiety. It's an intolerance of any imperfection. It's this perfectionistic thing that comes around and says, I shouldn't be I shouldn't be suffering at all. I can't tolerate even a moment of anxiety. I can't tolerate a moment of feeling less than perfect. And I can't tolerate the idea that I'm going to have to do some work and that I should stop peeking around the corner to see if I've figured this thing out yet, or if I've made progress, or if my OCD is gone. Look, my favorite analogy with all of the analogies that get thrown around in the world of OCD is when people talk about habituation and how habituation works, they'll use the example of a cold pool. If you go dip your toe into the cold pool, it feels freezing. If you keep it in there for a few minutes, your body habituates to it and you can move a little further. And eventually, if you stay in the pool long enough, you don't even notice that it's cold anymore. This is exactly what you're doing. But here's the trick. This is my favorite part. We're learning how to stay in the pool. Okay? You get good at staying in the pool, and then that's where you're going to live. You're going to live in that pool now. Okay? It doesn't mean that we habituated to the pool and now we get to jump out and everything's back to the way it was. No, you're going to learn how to live in this. This is your new space now. And if that sounds scary, trust me when I tell you, it is not. The pool, once you learn how to habituate to it and swim in it and dance in it and play in it, is so much more freeing than even most people who don't have any OCD. You learn so much about just what's worthy of your time and your attention, and how easy it is to start a practice of accepting how things are in the moment, not trying to change anything. So this is my advice to you on this is to really look at yourself and be honest with yourself. If you are not accepting uncertainty yet, and if you are still finding little ways to ritualize, we've been talking about rumination lately a lot. Yeah, if you're ruminating in a way that is trying to undo or escape or figure out or quell the anxiety, you're engaging in a ritual. What you are doing is telling your brain, we can't take what's going on right now and we need to do something different. Okay, so, I kind of regret that I used to make videos saying, give it 3 months. Even though I still do say, look, give it 3 months and see what happens. People get obsessive about that. I've had people that say, I've been doing it for 3 months and I'm still not cured. I've had other people who understand the concept more and lean into it that after a month are saying like, wow, I've really freed up. I still have work to do, but like I get this now. I'm on the right path. And so yeah, that question in and of itself, I've been doing this for 3 months and I'm still obsessing. I still have OCD. Okay, you're revealing something to me right there, is that you are intolerant of inviting these things that are in here right now, making space for them, and just watching what happens. All right, guys, I don't want to drag on. I've said this stuff 100 times. Everybody else has too. So, are you engaging in things that are preventing you from getting better? Be honest with yourself. Take the risk. I promise you it's worth it. All right, talk to you next time.